Hello Mechwarriors. Today I'm doing a quick review of my ambush brawler. The event's going on and it's for heavy mechs, and this is what I've chosen to go with, and so far I've had some pretty good matches, as you'll see coming up, with this build. Time will only tell how well I do, because I already know who my arch nemesis is going to be on the battlefield. Something like a Krail, or gosh, I can't really think of anything. Maybe a Cataphract would also be something to really think about, especially if it's one of the builds that I run on my Cataphracts. But I'm only going to be doing clan mechs for this next bout, and I think this really works out really well, and it really delivers on the punch. Let me show you what I'm rocking here. So, first of all, I know I'm really light on armor. I'm just kidding. I've got full armor, but I'm really light on ammo. I've got 4 SRM6s with only 1 ton of ammo, but it's going to be quick brawls, so I'm not too worried about the ammo, because with this, I am working out with 140 shots. So it's probably not going to last very long, but also the matches don't last very long either. And then I'm running 4 LBX2s, and these are on Alpha Strike. So they're not chain fired, and that means I'm going to be able to take advantage of their quick cooldown rate and be able to dish out damage while I'm also firing my SRM6s. This is going to create great chances for crit damage, and because it's close quarters, I'm not too worried about range and or projectile speed, but rate of fire is something I'm thinking about, and that's why I've got this set up the way I do. I'm running 2 tons of ammo for that, which is also incredibly light, but once again, this is a short match. Most fights last not much more than a minute, maybe a minute and a half, so I'm not too worried about that. That makes this thing work exceptionally well. I don't have to worry about heat too much, but on that note, I'm also keeping in mind that I want to keep my heat really good in check. And the Sun Spider is a great choice for that because this mech runs incredibly cool. So I'm not getting anything really from the quirks, but heat management is 1.54, firepower is 56, speed is 81, which is pretty standard. When we take a look at the features for the quirks, I'm getting base armor +7 here, probably getting +7 here. We're married, so we're not getting any head. We're getting +7 there, and we're getting +7 here. And then the center torso, we're also getting +10, and I think on the legs we're not getting anything. But when we go down to the skills tree, you can see where I'm taking advantage of it. I was worried about heat initially, so I have my heat maxed out and cooldown pretty close to maxed out. I'm not worried about velocity because it's close quarters, but I definitely have more ammo and a tighter spread on my LVX, more ammo on my missile racks, tighter spread, and also more chances of doing critical damage. Skeletal density, armor hardening, reinforced casing, all maxed out, as well as overheat damage. The reason for that is because a lot of guys like to run with flamers, and I don't want to be a casualty because of a flamer. One flamer can really push you over the edge. It gets you up to 90%, and no, a flamer will not make you overheat, but firing your weapons will make that happen. And if you're trying to defend yourself while the guy's shooting a flamer at you and you're dealing with his fire, you're going to either explode or you're going to have to take some abuse until that flamer overheats him as well. So cool run and heat contain because I'm always in override. Seismic sensors maxed out. Not too worried about sensor range, any of that kind of information or target data. And I of course have 2 cool shots in a UAV if the situation should arise. Basically how I've got it worked out is buttons 1 and 2 are firing the LBXs, and that's because I wanted to have the option of left and right corners going around edges and stuff, but ultimately I basically hold buttons 1 and 2 down when I'm in a fight, and because they're not on chain fire, I don't have to worry about cycler rate. The SRM6s are on chain fire, but I do have the option to do alpha striking on those, and for the most part I don't really bother with that because getting the option of having the chain fire means that 1, 2, 3, 4, wait about a second, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's better than 1, 1, 1. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But for these close engagements that I'm doing in the Mech Factory, I have it on chain fire. If I was out on the country or on a different map, like Solaris Coliseum, I might be doing alpha strikes. Anyway, I think this build really works. It gives out really good damage. It keeps cool, and that's a big important thing on the battlefield. And that's why LBXs are really a go-to. To me, these are like having 4 20-gauge shotguns, and then having my SRM6s being more like 12-gauge shotguns, because they do 12 damage each. This should be interesting.
Commander online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems online. Engage.
I'm impressed. I'm at 94%. That's my best match yet, I think. This build's too hot. He did 90 damage last time. Starting to think this isn't fair. He keeps forgetting his override. I hear footsteps. There he is. First match I've lost in a while. I did. Interesting choice. Doesn't have any short-range weapons. Damn, perfect score. He did 0 damage. Damn, these things take forever to kill. Look at that. I've got 18 shots left. And I'm firing them 2 at a time. Whew, God. I was worried I'd see one of these. Best damage yet. In this 1v1 match.